Hi everyone, this is Big Benedict here. We're on Chapter 13, the Cardinal Virtue of Prudence on Bayonetta. Difficulty mode is set to hard, and this is another one of those self-contained chapters with just a boss fight. So we're on this piece of, it's not a surfboard, but it's kind of like one. At first, though, what we're doing here is we're hitting the heads on his arms, and you can pretty much get away with destroying one arm per session. And then what he likes to do, though, is continually dive under the water. Now, these rockets here can be destroyed with quick hits or evasions to slow down and then go into witch time, and then you can destroy the rest of the rockets and then take care of these heads here. And those you wanted to activate witch time on, because those are just projectiles that go into the sea. And when he's in this mode here, the only way that you can not take damage here is to do the evasion right when he's going to jump out of the water at you, because if you're trying to use the surfboard to go, like, because you're in the center of the screen mostly and you need to get away from him, and the only way you can do that is to use the iframes with the evasion, because when he's jumping out of the water up at you, I think that's the most important part here, as far as, you know, that's always where you're going to take damage. See, you're in the center of the screen. When he jumps up, do the evasion. It's not going to activate witch time, but it's going to enable you to not take any damage here. So, like I said, you can't activate the witch time, but it will spare you from getting hit. And this is a pretty fun. It's a fun fight, and it's not overly challenging. It is broken by 3 checkpoints, so it's very easy to do this, and, you know, not just pull your hair out or anything like that. So here I'm taking out this next head right here. He's got the projectiles, the climax. Now with these climaxes, what you're doing here is you'll be doing it twice, and they're kind of odd in that you have to tap on the left analog stick and then press the X button at the same time. And I experimented with it, and you don't have to like keep clicking it over the left analog stick. You can just hold the left analog stick left or right, and it still worked. And the second time this happens, I didn't even do the climax on purpose because I was doing poorly and I didn't want my progress to be saved. I wanted to just have him kill me, and it just worked. I didn't even have to do it. I didn't even do the climax move, and I still succeeded. It doesn't make any sense, and I got into the next checkpoint, the final one. But now we're on the second phase of the fight, so anytime you die, you'll start right here, which is nice. And here you're just doing your evasions. He'll do this twice or 3 times. It just depends on what he's going to, the random generator is going to have happen for you. Now, when he's in this mode here, you can just don't. The thing that I was doing in the beginning of my trials here on this guy was, when he's in that mode where he's like in Jaws mode and he's got the shark fin up, and he'll do it once to like taunt you, and then the second time he's going to come down for sure. And if you're far enough away, you can just go forward. It's going to happen right here. So watch what happens here. You do your 2 or 3 evasions right here. See, no damage, no damage, and it's okay to go forward, because when he comes down, he's stunned for a moment. He needs to catch his breath or something, like right here he'll do it. But it can happen where if you're too close to him when he lands, you're going to take pretty heavy damage. So the only problem is if you're too far back, then when you come up here, you don't have enough time, and he's coming out of his stupor at that time. So just kind of gauge how you want to do it. Maybe just like let him come down and then rush forward. That would be the best thing to do. But it just depends. If you're far back, if you're really far back, then just proceed forward and then hit him when he comes down. We just have a couple more hits to get him here, and he's going to go into that next phase where we're going to be able to activate the climax mode and take him down. But okay, now he's coming down, and I was pretty close to him. You don't have to. I don't think you have to jump here, but having the air dash is wonderful in this game, because not too many games have that ability where if you're in the air, you can evade just like you would be on the ground. So it's like the same thing as being on the ground. Think of it like that, because you can just do your evasion and it works perfectly. The timing window is the same, and it works just as flawlessly as does the ground evasions, but you're just going to be in the air. So now I'm going to come back to him, and oh, I didn't take damage that time. So we're just hitting him. Try to do your wicked weaves if you can. It's kind of a chaotic battle, but it's fun. You could do these. You get your iframes through with the roll through those slashes right there when he's hitting you with his arms. So you actually just go right through the arm. And right here, I was kind of trying to experiment about hitting him when he was coming up because that part of his head is exposed in the front. But I don't think you could damage him when he's in that mode. I would just prioritize your own safety at that point. See, like right here, I was almost dead. And I just said, since there's no restart from checkpoint in this game, oddly, I don't know why they don't have that. Like, when this happened right here, I just set the controller down and I wanted to have it fail on purpose so I could restart this session and do it better. But it just carried me over into the final checkpoint, and instead of restarting the fight, like I didn't want to do that, but I was already at phase 3 of the fight, and I decided to just stick with it and just leave this footage in because I was doing fine. But what kind of a QuickTime button is it where if you fail, you win? I don't understand that. Maybe it was because I actually... oh, right there I was testing if I could just hold over on the left analog stick instead of tapping it, like it's kind of indicating. And I didn't even press... What I didn't do, though, was I didn't press the Y and B buttons for the client, for the counter, and I still won. I don't know why that was. But that bothers me. I don't like to win when I didn't even do anything, because then it makes me think, like, why do I even have to press those buttons to begin with? But here's the final phase of the battle now. We're in this this kind of like tunnel area under the sea, and he's going to drive you back. And now it's up to us to get back to him so we can hit him. So he's going to drive you all the way back over here, and you have to avoid the riffraff over in the sea, like the rocks and stuff, and then these laser beams. The laser beams themselves aren't too hard to dodge. It's just that sometimes I had a really good hitting session when I got to him, but I got hit quite a lot on these lasers, and then it was the opposite in some other takes where I evaded all the lasers perfectly, but then he killed me when I was trying to hit him, things like that. Now, when you get up close to him, you don't have to jump and do attacks, so you just hit him. But you want to watch out for his bite, which you can roll through and get iframes from, and also activate the witch time. See, activated witch time, and then look at this series of hits right here. It almost killed him. I don't think I used a wicked weave, but if I had, he probably would have been dead. But the only other thing you want to look out for is his paw. When he tries to paw at you, he's going to use his left hand, and the paw will be the left paw. So just watch out for that. And now we're just trying to get back to him. You need to press forward on the left analog stick, though. I mean up, up. Press up and go over here. And I got hit quite a lot, but I was satisfied with all those hits that I did. I almost won the fight in one round. So just roll through the bite, activate your witch time, and this works really well. And then I'll leave you guys to watch the rest of it play out, the climax move that she does. Just interact with everything it has you do, all the buttons, press those buttons. And I'm going to see you guys in Chapter 14, and then we'll have just 3 chapters left of this game. So thanks for supporting the guide, and I will see you in Chapter 14. It should be a fun one.